Hello, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making the Biltmore House blueberry and almond coffee cake. If you've watched any of my recent videos, you know that Jimmy and I took a trip to Gatlinburg, and while we were there, we went and visited the Biltmore House. It's about maybe 2.5 hours away in Asheville, North Carolina, and while I was there, I picked up their cookbook, and y'all, I absolutely love this cookbook. I am making their blueberry and almond coffee cake. I wanted to show you the picture. You won't believe how simple this is. I was shocked when I read the recipe. Now first, I'm starting with what I'm going to call my wet ingredients, and that is 1/2 cup of milk, 1 cup of sour cream. I love sour cream in a coffee cake. So good. Some orange zest, and I'm really happy to see orange zest in this cake because usually you pair lemon and blueberries together, and of course you can do that if you like, but I'm excited to try the orange with the blueberry. I think it's going to be just a little sweeter, and you're really going to taste this orange. Lemons have a tendency to just bring out the tartness in the blueberries, and I think that this orange is going to bring out the sweetness, which I know my husband will love because he loves sweet things like me. I stepped into that one. Now this recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of zest, and when I'm zesting, I always zest to the top instead of the bottom. That way I can control how much I'm putting in there and I can actually see it. And you want to make sure that you only zest the colored part of your citrus. Once you get into the white of a lemon or an orange or any citrus, you're going to get bitter, and we don't want anything bitter in this cake. Yeah, this looks just about right, and I'm going to keep my orange right here because we're going to put a little bit more zest in the glaze that goes on top. Now I'm just going to whisk this and get the lumps out of the sour cream. Now I don't know if you've peeked or not, but this was mind-blowing to me when I saw it, and I think it will be to you too. Instead of adding flour or cake flour or whatever else that you make muffins with, we're adding blueberry muffin mix. How cool is this? Now, this recipe calls for 2 packages, and when you get your muffin mix, you want to make sure that you get the kind that's made with milk, where you just add milk and you've got muffins. No egg, no anything. And this goes right in to my wet ingredients. Imagine my surprise as I'm reading through this cookbook and I see this gorgeous coffee cake and realize it's made with muffin mix. Oh, you are speaking my language with this. I love a good shortcut. And apparently they do too. And I dressed a little fancy today since we are making a Biltmore coffee cake. I think the Vanderbilts would be very appreciative. Now I've got my blueberries. I'm using frozen blueberries. I have them in my freezer all the time. I didn't bother to thaw them out. If you do thaw them out, you need to rinse them because you're going to have a lot of color that's going to drain off of these blueberries, and you just want to not muddy the water, so to speak. Now I'm folding these blueberries in just a little bit in my muffin mix, and this is going to help them keep from sinking to the bottom. And now I'm going to fold in those wet ingredients. Y'all, isn't this wonderful? Now this is the first time I've made this recipe. I can hardly wait to taste it. I've been wanting to make it ever since I saw it. Now, I'm not going to overmix this. I just want to mix it, like I said, just until everything comes together. Now, the recipe calls for a 9x9 baking dish, and I think this is 9x9. I hope it is. And this is going right in. And by the way, I buttered my baking dish. I just want to pat this down. Already looks and smells so good. Wouldn't this be wonderful to have on Christmas morning or any morning? Now, we're going to make a glaze to go on top of this once the cake is finished, but it is a blueberry and almond coffee cake. The almonds go in before you add the glaze. Now these are toasted slivered almonds, and the recipe calls for 1/2 cup. I'm just going to pat these down just a little bit. That way they stick really well. Now my oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and this is going to cook anywhere from 35 to 40 minutes. Basically, this is going to act like a cake. So as it pulls away from the sides just a little bit and gets nice and golden brown, it's done. I can hardly wait. I just took this out of the oven, and I have to say it smells like blueberry heaven in here. Now, I am making the glaze, and the glaze starts with 1 cup of confectioner's sugar, and I'm going to zest the rest of this orange. The recipe calls for about a teaspoon, and now just a dash of almond extract, and I mean just basically a drop. And next I have some milk, and you're going to add up to 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to pour it all in. Take a chance. You know, you can't mess up glaze. If you get it too thin, add more sugar. If you get it too thick, add more milk. You may have more glaze than you need, but it'll be okay. This looks so good. Look at this, y'all. Oh, that's very hot. Now this glaze goes right on, and I'm drizzling this over the top, and it's going right on that warm, hot cake. Now, I just want to cut a small piece. Have it while it's hot. And I thought it would be very fitting to serve this on a plate with the red birds. And, just cut this. Oh, y'all. It's so moist. Look at this. Yum. Now, for the moment that I have been waiting for, the taste. I want to get just a little bit of that topping. Ooh, look at that blueberry. Y'all, no wonder this is in the Biltmore cookbook. It's absolutely delicious. It's so light and fluffy and full of flavor. Just one more bite. I cannot believe that. I have found a new favorite. Talk about just something that's so impressive with company. Just a little something special without going to a whole lot of trouble. And look, I think mine looks pretty close to that. Y'all, if you don't have this cookbook, I would strongly suggest you order it online. I'm not sure how to do that, but I'm sure that you can just put in a search for the Biltmore Traditions. You won't be sorry. You're going to see more and more recipes out of this, and I can't wait to share them with you. You're a blessing to me. Thanks so much for watching today. Will you press that like button and share this with your friends? And also, if you haven't already, make sure you follow me at Kathy Southern Kitchen on YouTube and Facebook. Also, subscribe to my new website, KathySouthernKitchen.com. Well, the only thing that this needs is a cup of coffee, because it is a coffee cake after all. I'll see you next time. Bye.